Hello. Welcome back. It's been a while. It's been like 2 weeks since I've done anything. I've been getting kind of itchy. I got a ton of crap. I just need to do it. Today is going to be a little bit different. First, we got to welcome all the new subscribers and thank all the current subscribers for keeping on watching my videos. Today's going to be a little different. We've got the feature ingredient, and then a lot of the stuff that I try that I've never really had before might be kind of a little bit weird. Maybe not weird. Different wording. Like the fermented tofu. Okay, I ate it out of the can. This one here, I actually did a little bit of research. I know a little bit more about what it is, and I actually looked up a couple of recipes. Hooray, YouTube. So I'm actually going to do a taste test on it like it is, and then I'm going to actually cook some up and like eat it like it's supposed to. And the recipe I got was all in Spanish, and I don't speak Spanish. I speak a little bit. I can get beer, fireworks, and to the beach. That's about it. But I speak food, so I think I got the recipe down pretty good. And the video had like 100,000 likes, so apparently it's a good one. What do we have today? Today we have what's kind of bizarre. It's spelled two different ways, but it's pronounced the same. This is Cuitlacoche, or corn smut, corn truffle, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty much a corn kernel that, I don't know if it's a disease. Somebody described it as a corn tumor. A tumor in a human body is basically a bunch of cells that are growing out of control. So that's pretty much what this is. They're kernels of corn, but they grow all big and like knobbly and black and stuff like that. There are some pictures in the intro, but you can't really see it on here. But this stuff is in a can. And it doesn't sound like some of the cans or jars people are trying. They're really wet. It's like it looks like ink with lumps in it. This one sounds pretty dry. This one's actually from Mexico. So let's get trying it. I might stop filming like while I'm doing all this. I've got everything ready. The pan's getting warm and everything. So let's see what this stuff is. Pop tops. Pop tops are always good. So people who have never had it before say it's kind of like a mushroomy, earthy flavor. It smells like cooked greens and barley. It smells like a big pot of collards. And there's little bits of regular corn, the corn kernels, and the black ones. I mean, they're canned and they're pasteurized, so I'm sure the fresh ones are a lot better. But now this is pretty. I think this is cool. Ooh, there's a big one. It's corn, but it's. I was trying to find information on it on the web because we know everything on the internet is true. But basically, in the U.S., they freaked out when they started seeing this, and they tried to eradicate it. When in Mexico, it goes all the way back to the Aztecs. You know, they call it like basically it translates to raven poop. But I don't know if you can see it. They're big old ears of corn, but they have like a fungus that just makes them go crazy. Excuse me. So it's funny. The corn itself, like regular corn, has like a different profile. It's weird. Ooh, here's a big one. There's a big old Mondo one right there. That's about as big as a toe. Wow. It's kind of a... Let's talk about this. Basically, they try to get rid of it in the U.S., but if you look at it, for what this stuff costs, this little can was like $6. And it's got like 8 cents with the canning process. We'll say probably about 3 cents worth of corn kernels in it. And they're trying to say that once the stuff is transformed or evolved, whatever it is, metamorphosized or whatever you want to call it, it's high in protein and different vitamins and minerals and all this kind of stuff, and it's actually way better for you than the regular corn. Let's give it a try. This is really cool. It's kind of, it's soft, but apparently it's alive. Wow, that's bizarre. And there's little hairs in here, like little corn silk and stuff like that. But you know, whatever. I won't kill you. Wow, it doesn't taste bad. That's a trip. It has like a creamy flavor to it, or creamy texture. But I mean, it tastes like really soft corn, which, I mean, it's still corn. It just has the whatever the bacteria or whatever the stuff is that makes it balloon up and get all crazy. Wow. And there's even regular kernels of corn in there. From what I've seen, sometimes they'll take some of the kernels that have started to turn black, and they'll actually pull the husk back and stick it in there and put the husk back up and try and get it to spread to the rest of the corn. Because, I mean, this stuff, it's a delicacy. My hands are kind of shaking because I've been drinking coffee all day. Woo! But, wow, this is good. It's weird because it has a corn flavor, but the texture is not corn. The base of it, the base of the kernel is still crunchy like corn on the cob, but the top is kind of a creamy texture to it. That one is ginormous. It's wiggly. Wow, this is cool. And I haven't looked at all the recipes, but for most of the time, they make tacos and I don't know what you call them. Basically, some kind of folded vessel like a quesadilla with cheese and stuff like that. And there's all kinds of fancy recipes. But the one that I got off of YouTube, I'll put the link to it. It's basically some woman cooking in her kitchen. I don't have a big flat top, and she made fresh tortillas, which is kind of annoying because I would love to learn how to make fresh tortillas. But yeah, cook them on the flat top and put these guys in there with some chili, some salsa, and some onions, and fry them all up. So, wow. This is good. It looks really funky. So, wow. Cuitlacoche. This one is spelled Cuitlacoche, but there's another spelling that's an H. And from what I've heard people say, it's wheat, like cream of wheat. Cuitlacoche. So, pardon my pronunciation. I'm a dumb American. I don't speak Spanish. So, it probably sounds funny to those of you who are bilingual or native Spanish speakers. So, let's take a break. Let me move the camera, and we'll fry some of this up, and we'll see how it's like actually eaten. So we'll see it from can to belly, I guess. Excuse me. A little bit of something. Anyway, I'll be back in a second. Oh, you get a cookie if you know who that is. Oh, here we go. We've never done this before. Hopefully my big head won't get in the way of the camera, but we got the pan heating up. Put a little bit of oil in here. A little bit. There we go. Mix that around. Put some onion. This is what I got off of YouTube, so this is the way you do it. Blame YouTube. We got some jalapenos. Probably need a little bit more oil. The woman that did the cooking on YouTube had this nice big cast iron flat top. I'd love to have one of those. But I live in a house, not a restaurant. So, we put this here, and all she used was a little bit of salt. She had some kind of granulated thing. I'm assuming it was garlic, so we'll put... I went to the store, I forgot to get real garlic, so we have granulated. There we go. And a little bit of pepper. And she also used chicken base, which, that's the only thing that I could see in a yellow powder like this. So, yeah, whatever. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. So, get this cooked a little bit. I might speed up parts of this because this is kind of like watching paint dry. But let's hope that it's magically delicious. Let this heat up a little bit more. Electric heat kind of sucks because it kind of takes its time going up and down, but this house doesn't have gas. I have gas sometimes, but the house doesn't. So we'll let this guy go for a little bit. We'll take a little pause. Alright, we're still cooking. The onions and the peppers are getting a little cooked up. And then we put some cilantro in here that's kind of chopped up. That's probably a lot of cilantro. This is a little dry, but she had like a... It was like a mixture of tomatoes and like halved jalapenos that looked like salsa. But I live in Washington, so I got this salsa. Get a little moisture in it. And then we'll stick this in there. Actually, now that you can see it up close, look at all that. So we put this in here, put that on the side, and the big monster one, we'll cut it in half or chop it up a little bit. I should have pulled out the big one before I cut it up, but it's about as big as a medium-sized toe. It's pretty monstrous. There's another one, big old monster. It's kind of bizarre if you think about foods like this, because it's like a gummy bear. Who was the first guy to eat a gummy bear? Was that actually intentionally made? Or was that something that was in a food lab that got stuck to somebody's foot and they said, I dare to eat it? And somebody was like, somebody made 20 bucks. And then they just made them look like bears and then everybody liked them. We'll just cook down a little bit more. We're almost done. But the stuff here, I mean, if you look at it on the cob, it looks kind of scary. But, you know, I don't know, there had to have been some kind of dare involved. Like, I bet you won't eat that. You see some Aztec going, I bet Fred won't eat that. Yes, he will. They traded some shells back and forth or something. Oh, he ate it. But, like a lot of bizarre foods, now people love them. Well, there we go. I think that's ready to go. Everything's all kind of heated up and cooked through, so let's move back over to the table and make us some burritos. That's where you need like 20 cameras. Alright. Steamy and chunky. Well, there's that. Salsa in a Chinese bowl. So, Cuitlacoche. This is a recipe that I've seen that looked the most interesting. I like the recipes that have lots of likes that aren't like all the other ones, because everybody else made cheesecake tortillas. Yeah, okay, whatever. This one looks more muy authentico. So let's put a plop in here. It's kind of cool because you can. There's still like normal corn kernels in here, but it has like a. It's like there's like the carbon that you put in your fish tank filter, the blacks. It's got like black stuff in it, like it's been charred, but it hasn't. It's just the color of it. There we go. Doo-doo. So the woman that I saw cook this stuff. We'll put some salsa on there. Basically, she like did the whole thing by hand and made this big like oblong tortilla and cooked it on the flat top and just kind of like folded it and then kind of crisps it up on both sides. But I don't have any of those, so. It's probably going to make a mess. Oh, here we go. It's leaking black stuff. Wow. This is awesome. There's like 10 jalapenos in here, but it's not spicy at all because they've cooked a little bit. It tastes like it's got black beans in it, but there's no beans in it at all. Wow, that's good. And it's burning the crap out of my hand. Wow. I'm going to put the link to this woman's recipe. I probably butchered it, but then again, I didn't understand her. So, so far, I think this is really good. This is awesome. And it's actually really healthy for you. I'll name off all the good stuff that's in the kernels once they puff up and turn black. It's hot. And I had a blowout. I need a beer. This would be excellent with Mexican beer. Wow. Well, there we go. This is my first kind of cooking video. Getting a little heat off the peppers now. Cuitlacoche, corn smut. There's different kinds. This one here, the can, this stuff was fairly dry. There's some other people that try this stuff comes in a jar. I got this from Amazon. The stuff in the jar had a lot of liquid. It was just like it was in paint. This was a little easier to work with because it was a little more dry. Of course, now that I put salsa in it, now it's all runny, but. Wow, it's hot. Well, you get the main idea. If you see this stuff, or if you're cruising around Amazon and you see it, give it a try. I would say cooked like this. I mean, even a cheese quesadilla, if you put some like Monterey, just some kind of white melty cheese on there, and maybe some chili peppers, that would be an amazing quesadilla. And I'm starting to sweat. My head's probably all shiny. But it's got a nice corn. It's got a corn flavor. It's the texture that's different. It tastes like corn, but it has kind of a squishy texture to it. But the taste is really good. It has kind of a mushroomy flavor to it. It's really good. I'm going to finish this off. This is dinner time, so looks like I got some dinner. It's the same color as the pan. There you go. Cuitlacoche. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for putting up with my kind of ghetto cooking thing. Maybe I'll do this with some other stuff. Or I've got some recipes that people sent me for things that I've tried in the past. Maybe I'll do a little cooking thing and say, hey, this is how we use this for my end of the world. But wow, I'm really sweating. This is really good. Give it a try. Corn smut, corn fungus, corn mushrooms, whatever you want to call them. They're pretty good. I'm going to go. Bye, so I can finish my dinner. Hit the like button. Like.